So here you create a VPC. So here you got the 4 subnets. See that this is the 4 subnets. Okay. Here route tables, you got few. Internet gateway 1 and so on. All of you understanding this network? Hello.
Yeah, just got some idea.
So what to do now? So now what you will do? So you have a 2 network. One is a default. One is a project IGW. One is I think I forgot the name actually. Project Happen VPC. So what to do? Now you create an instance here. Go to the EC2. Click on this launch instance and give a name whatever you want. And here everything will be as it is. Here you have to change this edit. And here you select, hey, do you want to create in the default VPC or project VPC? And which where you want to create, which subnet? This is a public subnet or private subnet. This is the 1A or 1B. Are you Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, sir.
And then yes, so you can create as many networks you wanted. So typically I'll put it in a use cases. Normally what happens, we create one dev network, dev VPC, one QA VPC, one production VPC, and the dev VPC will try all this thing, and then if it's working, then move to the QA VPC, that VM, that software, and then if it's working, then move to the production VPC. Now guys, some of this component is a paid services, so what you have to do is you have to remove it, else it will be creating a trouble for you. So delete VPC, and are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And delete it. So this is the way you can create. Sometimes what happens, people delete this one also, the default also. So no need to worry about it. Come to the dashboard of the VPC, and if you delete the VPC, which is a default, then under the action, see this button is disabled right now because you have a default VPC already. So these you can create a default VPC again. So these are the use cases of VPC. So because of VPC only, even though if you're in the same data center, you are running millions of people are running the same data center, but they cannot access to each other machines because of this create isolation. Being in the same data center, same network. Got it, all of you?
Yeah.
So in the real world, like in a job environment, is this things already done, or like they will have to when you go in, they will let you do everything from scratch?
See, production environment you don't do every day actually, but
Okay.
development and QA environment you have to create. Typically, you write a Terraform script which will do everything. So I'll teach you Terraform scripts also, how to write it.
Okay.
So this will be automated actually. See, understand this way. Whatever I'm teaching you manually. But if you look at the here somewhere, I'll show that where. See, here I'm teaching you manually, so you'll learn the AWS manually and all this stuff. But here you see automation comes. Infrastructure coding, you start using the Terraform. Server configurations coding, you will start with the Ansible. CI automations, you will start doing with the Jenkins, almost last time. And then monitoring, you will start doing using this tool, production monitoring. Kubernetes orchestration, Docker container orchestration, you will do with the Kubernetes. So like that.
Okay.
So these all are automated tools. So right now you're getting comfortable with somewhere very early stage actually.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So guys, this is the VPC. So I think I forgot to delete VPFS. So I'll just do that because delete, copy paste and delete. Okay. So now this is the one. So now what is the next services which we have in this core? So here we have security services. What is security services then? So guys, you know what? Security is a huge thing actually. There are more than 200 services available. Resources are available for securing the things. But when I'm talking about security, here I'm talking about the AWS account security, nothing else. I'm not talking about the app security and all. I'm talking about the AWS account security. How do we secure? That's the first thing. How do we secure your account? Then you say, Rajesh, what is the big deal? I will not share my password of AWS with anyone, but you have to, not your password, but you have to share your account. Please mind my word. I'm saying you may not have to share your account password, but you need to share your account, because the account which you are using may be account of your company, and then thousands of engineers will work on the same account. Getting my points? This is the root account actually. That means how do we share this account, the one which I'm showing you on my screen, with the thousands of engineers of your project, or maybe hundreds of it? How do we share? So that is what I'm talking about. You may not share your password, but you have to share your resources, so you all can work in the same account actually. Okay, so how do we do that? So it's a very simple concept. We have this service, we call it IAM. What does IAM stand for? I for identity, A for access, M for management. So IAM. Let me show you here somewhere under the services. Networking content delivery. And I think it's not here. It should be somewhere else. Here. Security, identity, and compliance. Here it is. So this is the one. Manage access to AWS resources. That means who should be accessing your resources, and at what label, what resources is allowed, and all this thing you can set it up here. Okay, so IAM. So what to do? So guys, this is a very simple thing. Let's not complicate. So what IAM AWS has done, they have created hell lot of policies. That means read access for these resources, write access for these resources, edit for this, delete for this, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of resource policies they created. Okay, so this is a policy. What they do, and here you have a user. You create a user. So you create a user, let's say Ramu, Jamie, Babu. So these are the users. So what we do? So you assign this policy directly to the user. So these guys will get all this access. But you know what? It's very difficult to manage for the administrator. So what should be done? So we'll create a group actually. Here we'll create a group, dev group. Here we'll create a QA group. And whatever the policies you require to be dev group, I will add it here. And whatever the policies you require for the QA group, I will add it here, and then add this user or this user to this group. And this way it will be automated. So I don't have to again assign multiple things. Understood all of you? So policies, group, user. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yeah.
So this is the policy, this is the group, this is the user. Where is that? Let me click on it. So here I'll go to the IAM, and here you have lots of features. Left side you will have lots of resources. I would say don't get lost, because if you start fitting stress by looking at the number of resources, then you will never start that AWS ever. Because let me tell you, you will never be able to complete everything in your lifetime of AWS, because there's so many resources. You have 5,000 resources. We are using hardly few. So here is the users, and here is a group, and here is the policies. So how many built-in policies you have it? If you look at this here, 1040 policies. You can create your own policy in JSON format. There is a certain patterns to be learned, but we don't need it right now. But when you get into the depth of AWS and start automating each and everything, then you will probably have to do that actually. So some of the policies, let's say I have created code to this. See, these are the mine actually for different policies I created in JSON format. So what to do? So I'll create a group, and these are the groups I'm having. I'm creating one more group, and this is the number group, right? So 2020, and you can add a user, but right now I don't have a user. So what permission you want to attach? So EC2, you understand that, right? All of you, EC2.
Yes.
So I'll just search for EC2 and see these are all permissions related to EC2. But you know one thing which is you can see this permission EC2 full access. This is easy to understand. Full access means every services resources of EC2 I want to get access and create a group. I created a group with the EC2 access, and now I'll create a user, and here create a user and name of the user, let's say test user. Mind it, this user I am creating not of AWS user. Don't get confused. It's not a AWS user. This is a user which will be allowed to access your account, master account. Mind it. There are two types of access you can grant. Console access means UI. Programmatic access means only through the APIs, command line, CLIs, coding, and all stuff like that. So console I want to show you. Do you want to auto generate a password or you want to custom password, whatever it is? A user should not set the password. Permission, which group? So here the group name is, what was that here? November. Next, you want to tag it, review, create. I have to note it down the password. This is the password. This is the password. And test is the user. Oh, sorry. Test is the user. Now the test user have got all the access of EC2 resources. Now the question is, how do we log in? So if you go to the IAM dashboard, there's one URL somewhere. We need to find out. Can you see that somewhere? See here. So this you can change this. This is the URL. This is the URL for your account actually. So anyone who wants to access this your account, this they have to do that. Your account ID is this one, DevOpsSchool. And what is the username? Test, and this is the password. This is the test and password, and sign in. And they are accessing your account, and whatever they will do, you'll have to pay for it. So okay, so now they can access EC2. Where is EC2? Compute, I think, right? Yeah, and here it is. And they are by default, I think it's in Tokyo. Look at this here, it's Tokyo. So I like to work in Mumbai region. It's a costly, but it's near to my home, so 10 NC will be there. So Mumbai region, you have a 3 instance running. 2 I created, if you remember that. And so you can create a new one because I gave you access of EC2, so you are allowed to access. But let me access the VPC and see that you will be called, you don't have access or something like that. See here, create a VPC and VPC only, some name and creating. Just put the some CIDR. And dot 0.0.0.0./24 CDR create VPC. Oh, it's allowed, I guess. Let me check this. Okay, this is allowed. Let me see that. Under that EC2 full, that means they allow that networking also. Let me try something else. Let's say DynamoDB. Create table. Or something which is very simple. S3. Let me try S3. I have to check that EC2 full should not be allowed that VPC. I need to check one more time. So here, these are the bucket and create a bucket. See that create a bucket is disabled for me. You see that? So It's like that. So I'll delete that VPC which I created, which is allowed.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.